All right, we are back again here, Rosa 1 through 10, episode 161. Me and Bailey back at it again. A little bit late this week, 10, 12 minutes late. Not bad as I've been traveling all day and just got home literally 5 minutes ago. So appreciate Travis for setting up the studio here for us so we could just jump right in and fire this thing off. So Bailey, how you doing, man?
Tired as shit, man. I'm tired of these 12-hour shifts. Tired
I
of
hear
them.
you.
Tired. How are you? How was vacation, man?
It
Tell
was
us about it.
good. It was good. No, we went down. Me and my girlfriend. We went down to Palm Beach, or flew into Palm Beach, and stayed with her grandma there, who lives in Stuart, Florida. We passed by Michael Jordan's golf course, known as Slaughterhouse 23. If you're in the golfing community, yeah, I mean, good luck getting on that place. It's known. I guess it's called Grove 23. But people in the golf community call it Slaughterhouse 23 because
Can
apparently
you
it's set
elaborate
up.
on why it's called that?
It's apparently set up to Michael Jordan's core. Like it's set up just for him.
Oh, so he just
I was
fucking went
reading
off.
stories on Reddit while I was down there. That apparently, like, there's some stories on Reddit. There's one guy. He was out there with his boss or something and shanked two drives off the first tee box. And Michael Jordan comes up to the guy and puts his hand on his shoulder and was like, maybe you should just wait for us in the clubhouse, big guy. I was like, oh my gosh. And he literally got kicked out of the foursome. And so I was like, Jesus, that's crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean, I know Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson have gone there and played a few times, and they have like exclusive merch there. Obviously, it's like off the highway; you can't really see it, but we did pass that. And then Monday we went to Universal Studios, which was a great time. Got to ride some roller coasters there. I'm a big theme park enthusiast, so had a lot of fun there. And
You
then
need to go to Cedar Point.
I've been to Cedar Point. It's been
Okay.
quite a few years, but I have been to
Same.
Cedar Point.
They came
Um,
out Top Thrill 2.0,
Yeah, yeah. Need to
so
go
it's
ride
even
that
better
for sure. Hopefully they can get that thing open this year.
because it's fucking
Um,
it shoots up like it used to, then now it goes backwards and shoots up
yeah, the
backwards and
backward
then it shoots
spike.
back up.
Yeah.
So fuck that. Fuck that though. Ugh. God, I used to cry to mom all the time as a kid because she'd be like, "Bailey, just ride this shit. I'll buy you something." I'd be like, "No, not fucking around it. Not fucking around it. I don't care." I'd bawl my eyes until someone had to sit with me.
Yeah. No, but that was a good time. We had a good time there, and then obviously we spent the day at the beach and the pool, so just nice, relaxing, and had some great weather all weekend, all week. It was a short week, but I guess 4 or 5 days there, so it was good times. Was able to catch most of the race on Sunday.
Good shit. Did you watch Saturday?
And I did not watch Saturday, but I have a good idea, the picture of what happened. I mean, pretty much it was the Zilly Zilly show. Except when he
Eh,
got the penalty.
he got a penalty and he spun a couple people.
Okay, we'll get into that then. So obviously Bailey has a better understanding of the race than I do. So yeah, we'll get into that. Um, but yeah, so I don't know where you want to start. I guess we can go chronological order. Just start with Saturday with the Zilly Zilly spin show. You said he made some people upset.
Yeah, I was at work at the time, so I was watching. I was a little bit on and off, but I mean, Austin Hill looked good throughout the race, which is nothing new. He's turning into another road course ringer, as you would call him. He's getting pretty consistent on those. I mean, Sheldon looked all right. Sam Mayer ran up front for a while, but Corey Haim looked on spot, and Cooper was all happy because I was texting him, and Corey was getting a little ballsy with his moves. He was door slamming a couple people into one. Uh, and Zilch is making his way through the pack like he did on Sunday. Just same thing. Kept his car clean as shit though. Holy shit! Did you see the 16 of Christian Eckes?
No.
You need to go look it up. By lap
Okay.
7, that car was beat to fuck. I mean, he was just beating the fuck out of people, making passes, and he looked good. I mean, he looked
And he
damn good.
finished
And we all
fifth.
we all know Eckes is a man. But if you look at the car afterwards, if you go on Colleague's Instagram, dude, it is taped up everywhere. I mean, that front bumper was demolished by lap 7. The side of it, you tire marks all over it.
That's
Eckes
funny.
looked damn good. I feel like Eckes could be. He can get a couple this season. I feel like he's definitely. I mean, we all know what he could do in trucks. So
Yeah.
Xfinity's nothing new. I feel like he could.
I feel
Um,
like that colleague equipment is pretty good in the Xfinity series. You know, they're at least good for 1 or 2 wins
especially on
a
a
year.
short track, because Eckes used to fuck on short tracks.
Yep,
So especially
no
with
doubt.
Martinsville coming up, I feel like it could be one for him.
Yep.
Maybe even Phoenix with the. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know about Phoenix. Eric's
Ma-
running. He
Yeah.
ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win. Um, but anyways, Corey Haim looked good. He ran his way through the pack a little bit. He ran up front for a while. Top five at least. But when Zillich was making his way back through the pack, Zillich absolutely dive bombed his ass in turn one, spun him out, ruined
Yeah.
the whole entire fucking race. Ruined it. I mean, I honestly feel like Corey Haim would have had a very good top three. And I
Okay.
mean, because we only know he's running like what 9 races with them this season. He's running six.
Maybe.
I think he's running six with 2311.
I'm not sure exactly the numbers, but it sounds about right.
But I know he's running a couple, so he's got a lot of rides with Sam Hunt Racing. So I like that Sam Hunt Racing lineup too. I say it every week, man. I'm loving Haas. As much as I hate to say it, I'm fucking loving Haas. Because
Yeah.
I have one driver. It's Justin, and I mean I have Eric for 8 more races, and then that's it. But I just love this Sam Mayer and Sheldon Creed lineup, man. And they look good week in, week out. I mean, they're staying out of trouble, keeping their heads down, just running the race.
Hmm.
They look damn good too. I mean, Haas Factory team, Xfinity wise, they're on the right path. But Cup, I think they'll never get it figured out.
No, I mean, they've always had a decent Xfinity program, so it doesn't
Hmm.
really surprise me. And obviously, that Xfinity package hasn't changed really a whole lot in the last handful of years. So there's
I
no
think.
surprise there. And those two drivers, obviously, Sheldon Creed last year. I mean, Mr. Second Place himself. You know, if he could just ever get that win. And then obviously Sam Mayer, really good on the road courses. And I mean, I feel like obviously that's good equipment. He'll
Mhm.
excel there as well, and on the ovals as well. So
I feel like the story of Saturday though was mostly Carson Kvapil, because how good he ran the whole entire fucking race, and
yep.
we all know him as a short track late model guy. And for him to go out there and run top three pretty much almost the whole entire race besides pit cycles is when he fell back. Could have won that race if it wasn't for Zillich door slamming his ass into one as well. Him and Zillich battled it out for a little bit. It was clean. They kept it clean, but once it got down to the last 5 laps, Zillich was getting a little ballsy. So he really did fuck up Carson's race because Carson, he was running the shit out of Connor and got a flat tire. I think with 3 to go, two or 3 to go, got his left front went down, going through the S's, and after that it was just game over for him because he had the rest of the track to go. Fell all the way to dead last. Um, but I mean, he would have had a damn good finish. He finished high in every stage. He looked really good, and
You
I
talk
think
about
everyone
Quapple,
was
right?
Quapple. Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
was surprised by how good Quapple ran. I mean, we know he can race, but for
Oh
him to go
yeah.
out on a road course like that and just whoop ass
Yeah,
on these guys
especially
who've
in
been
this
running it
field.
for years, yeah, for guys who've run it for years, I feel like that's a sign of another guy that could be up and coming on road courses. Because I mean, I feel like these Xfinity guys are damn good on road courses, man. It is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
The
And just to see,
Xfinity's.
even on Sunday with Zillich, I mean, it just shows like you don't need experience; you just need to know how to run the road courses.
Yep. You're right. I mean, Quapple led 7 laps on Saturday, so yeah, it's definitely a coming out story for him on the road courses. Obviously, we know he'll be a threat on the short tracks as well, and
Oh
in
God,
that JRM equipment. I mean, honestly, it's not a bad pick for this weekend. If you're maybe
no,
looking for
God
a
no,
long shot,
God
so
no. I
so
wouldn't even say
that's
long
maybe
shot.
no. I mean, and it's not. It's
Yeah.
like I said, you will get good odds. Is kind of what I'm
Mhm.
hinting at. So no, that's
But
definitely a
besides
good
that,
storyline.
that's it. I mean, it was pretty much the everyone's watching Zillich. It's kind of like SVG was last year on road courses. You know, the cameras just pretty much focused on one driver the whole time. But Zillich did keep his shit clean. He
Yep.
kept his car looking good, and he didn't make any stupid moves until the very end. And then he started fucking up his own teammates and kind of the cars. But I guess that's how you win a race nowadays. You just kind of beat the fuck out of people. But if you do it any earlier in the race, you get yelled at and bitched at like Carson Hosvar does. But I guess it's okay. In the last 10 laps, you just beat the fuck out of people and send them out.
Hey, at least he won the race. If he
Oh,
didn't
and
win the race, I definitely
Hocevar
think
went
he
out.
would be.
Hocevar went out lap one.
Yeah,
He got binned. He got binned by the 92, I think. Pretty much just 92 cut the corner, hit him in the quarter panel, and just right in the wall
says he.
because he was braking go because it was like the sharp turn after the S's. So Hocevar was on the outside. He kind of cut the angle in a little bit more than he should have, and then the 92 came in over the turtles and just kind of hit him in the bumper and just sent him in the tire barrier and totaled this shit.
Yeah, it was lap 3.
Was it? Okay, well
Yeah,
Carson had no communication. So he was saying he was like it would have been nice to know that someone was there. He's like,
yeah,
'cause I was just focused on making the turn and then boom, I'm hit. So
Mm-hmm.
does suck for him, but he also he was a storyline for Sunday. I mean, we could say that, but he was also a storyline for Sunday, starting third. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no
But
doubt. He definitely made some noise on Sunday after making some noise, I guess, at Atlanta as well. But yeah, I don't really have it much more from Saturday's race.
that's it. I
Kind of like
mean,
you said, Connor
Eck is coming.
Zillage.
Zillich.
Yep.
Did you see the picture
The nap.
of Eckes?
No, I haven't looked it up yet. I'll look it up
Oh
right
my
now.
God. Yeah, you got to, man. It is ridiculous.
You said it's on their Instagram.
I think it was because I think they posted the after. Hold on. Yeah, right here.
Hold on a second.
It's not focusing well.
Jeez Louise.
Here, just go on Colleague's Instagram, and it's a picture of it's just Eckes in front of the car, and you can scroll through and just see how beat to shit this car is.
Yeah, I see it.
It was like that by lap 7. I'm telling you, it was bad. Um, what? Hold on, I forgot. What's his name? Shit. Harrison Burton got a stage win because he stayed out. So
Yeah.
Harrison Burton got a stage 2 win, which I mean, nothing special. I mean, he stayed out and didn't pit. So,
Hmm.
but cool, good on him. Get them points.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. If you're not having a good day, you definitely have to flip the stage and get those points when you can.
He's flipped AM Racing though. I'll say that compared to last year. I mean, they have gotten 2 consistent top 10s in a row since Daytona and Atlanta, and had a good. They won a stage this weekend. So I
Yep.
mean, compared to what AM Racing was, not shitting on Haley Deegan, but I mean, eh,
Right. No, I'm
you
with you.
know. uh, Even IndyCar, she's struggling. Have you seen the videos?
No,
Oh, it's
I know it
bad.
was
She's
their
like
first
5 seconds
race
off the
this
pace
weekend.
of everyone in qualifying,
Mm,
or not
yikes.
qualifying, but like practice. She's like 5 seconds off the pace. But I
Mm.
get it; it's a different car and all that. But guess this is what
Better learn
being a
quick.
woman and getting sponsors does for you.
Better learn quick.
Hmm.
All right, on to Sunday. Got anything for the Cup race? What's your headline takeaway?
Uh, God, I love the '87, man. It made me giddy to see that car on track because I had my Red Bull F1 hoodie on, I had my SVG hat on, I was ready. I don't rep Trackhouse, but I got my SVG merch. But God, it made me giddy to see Red Bull back because I loved Red Bull in F1, so that was like the team that got me in the F1 because I love Daniel Ricciardo and
Yeah.
don't really care for him anymore, but it was just cool to see that car back in NASCAR because I didn't know for the longest time that they were in NASCAR till Cooper told me because I
Hmm.
was a newer NASCAR fan at the time. And I was like, oh shit, for real. And then I figured out Gunther Steiner was a part of the Red Bull NASCAR team before he created Haas.
I did not know that.
Hmm. He had some role
Interesting.
on there, but he was a part of the NASCAR team.
Hmm.
So that was cool. And I was like, well, shit, I love Haas already. So I mean, uh, figured that because Cooper told me that. So if you look it up, I'm gonna blame him for that. But nah, it made me giddy to see that car back on track. I mean, it was pretty much where is SVG going to be the whole race, and where is Zillich going to be? And Zillich got into a little trouble. I don't know if he was speeding on pit road or he got
They had
spun.
a tire go down
Is that what it
early
was?
on. Yeah, they had a tire
Yep.
go down
Oh
early
yeah,
on.
that's right. Because it was when Ross Chastain dive bombed everyone and it hit Denny's quarter panel off and
Yeah,
or front. Yeah, it was the front fender.
but
Um,
like you said, I mean that was the biggest hype for a rookie that I feel like we've seen in a long time, or not even rookie, but somebody's first Cup start. I feel like in a long time, maybe probably
mhm.
since Chase Elliott. That's the last I can think of. Maybe that the guy that much hype in pub.
Yeah,
Um, so no, it was definitely cool to see. I mean, that was definitely the storyline heading into Sunday pre-race, and all eyes were on him. Obviously, after winning the Xfinity race the day before,
and it
and
all gets
then
fucked up by
making his
Ross.
yeah, messed up lap one. But I mean, if you paid attention to the race and were actually keeping the tabs on him, I mean, obviously we have those Max cameras now on
Hmm.
HBO. I know Travis texted me that Sunday and said he paid for it. That's the first race he'd been home, and so he paid for that and said it was really cool to check out. So
It is.
I would have liked to probably flip to his. during stage one there, because apparently he was just clicking off like fastest lap
It
after
wasn't
fastest
stage
lap.
1, it was stage 2 mostly. That's when he started making his way up through, and then by
Well,
the end
yeah,
of stage
stage two,
3, he got spun.
I feel like it was stage one when he ran like six fastest laps in a row,
Mhm, mhm.
and
He was
rookie
stuck in the
had
back
never
those
done
whole
that.
thing, though.
Yeah,
He was just stuck
he
in the back
was.
because he was so far off the pace because where he had the tire go down, it was just he had nothing.
Yeah, yeah, he was so far behind. But yeah, stage two, obviously, he started making some hay up through there, and I mean, I think he got all the way to
17th.
12th or 13th, I think, before he had his issue. I
Eh,
think he got to 15th.
it wasn't his issue.
I honestly did not see. I was in the middle of cooking dinner. So what happened? I need to see a replay of it.
Suarez was going through a turn, got a little loose, spun out into like the right side, and one car, I think it was Chris Buescher, went around to the left, and two other cars went around the right to the outside of him where he was heading towards, because he was spinning sideways at that point. And one car made it through, and Zilch had to make it through, and just pretty much it wasn't Suarez didn't mean to at all because he was spinning, but Suarez clipped him and just put him in the wall, and that car
Here,
was done.
I gotta rid of you. Let's see what happens here. Oh,
Hit him
okay.
good.
Let's hang on. Let's go. They need a better replay. They just cut to Suarez getting spun around and then zoomed in on Zilly here. So let's see what happens.
Hmm.
Um, we don't get a better replay than that. I guess not. Oh, so what? Suarez got spun around and then Zilly just had nowhere to go.
He could have went to the left, but he was carrying too much speed.
Like he just,
So I
yeah,
mean,
he was already going.
so I feel like if he even would have braked, he would have spun
I
himself.
got you. I got
So
you.
it was pretty much he tried to go out on the outside, going in the little gravel right there, and
And
by the time
just
he did
got
that, it was
smashed.
Suarez was moving forwards and smashed him. So it
And
does
then
suck for Zilich
obviously
though, because he had some
caught on
serious fucking
fire.
speed.
Yeah.
But Suarez too, he was a contender some of the race, and then I mean Zilich, even SVG, they were eating their tires up as their thing. Trackhouse was doing too much. Um, they were pushing their cars way harder than they should have, and they were eating their tires up. And SVG, by the start of stage 3, he ate his shit by 20 laps. And I mean, he waited last second to pit as well, because I was listening to him and I was listening to Zilich's at first. I was listening to his radio, and the radios were like dead quiet almost the whole fucking race. I don't know if you
Hmm.
listen to radios, but I mean,
Yeah,
they were
I
just
usually do. I didn't have it going this weekend.
they were
Um,
dead quiet because Cooper was listening to Noah's, and he was like, it's like a fucking like just dead silent, and it was because you wouldn't hear anything. But I switched over to SVGs, and I think it was about like 35 to go, and they were like, "Yeah, we're expecting like a top 8 here," and he was
yeah,
just upset, and I was like, "I mean, I get it, but you chewed the shit out of your tires to get to this lead." And I was like, "So," and then you wait last second to pit, and you fall back to 8th, and then you just you don't
yeah.
have your car anymore.
You don't have enough time to get back
Yeah,
there.
you don't
Well,
have
I
the
mean,
car
it's
anymore.
same thing with Kyle Busch. I mean, they had
Hmm.
the 2 lap less fresher tires than Bell, and I mean, he did everything he could to hold Bell off, and just
Oh, I don't like that shit where fucking Kyle Busch sitting there praising Bell because I don't know if Kyle Busch actually watched the fucking replays of C Bell trying to sit there and take him out into turn 1, but like 3 times in a row.
well, I mean, Kyle Busch said he was driving like an asshole. He even
Uh-uh.
said it himself. Yeah, he did.
I know he did, but like I mean, straight up, did you watch it?
Yeah,
C
I was
Bell was trying
watching
to
it.
dive bomb him and sit there
Well,
and try and
yeah,
turn
I
him into turn
mean,
1,
that's
and
how
I'm
that's
like,
so hard
because
to pass. What do you got to
me and
What are
Cooper are
you gonna
sitting there
do?
just like
I'm a
race
Kyle Busch
clean,
fan,
race clean.
and he did.
Well,
You're
yeah,
mad
because
at
Kyle Busch
Bell?
barely fucking escaped. No, I'm not mad at C Bell. I'm cool with it. I don't. I wish he wouldn't have won back to back because it kind of just like. eh. I don't really care. I'm not a JGR hater at all. Um, I think C Bell is the most likable person on the team
That's for
because
sure.
he's
Him or
just he
Briscoe
just
now.
runs he runs the shit out of the car. He doesn't really say much. He doesn't complain. He just drives. So I feel like, and he's always really the most humble guy. Even whenever the 2 seasons he's made in the championship for and he gets wrecked out, he's always just been cool about it. He's like, well, we got next year. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to hate a guy like that because he's just always humble. He knows his job. So I don't hate C Bell. I just didn't want to see him win back to back.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I'm Kyle Busch fan and
Mhm.
hated to see Kyle Busch relinquish the lead like that. But I mean, obviously, if you're C Bell, you got William Byron closing in on you and Chase Elliott closing in. I mean, it ended up being like a 4 horse race there for a second.
It was
Where
Tyler Reddick.
Kyle Busch was, Kyle, yeah, I guess Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, it was because it was Kyle, Seabell,
Yeah,
Byron, then Reddick, and
yeah,
Reddick
you're
closed
right.
that gap big time whenever Kyle and
Kyle
Seabell
was
were
mirror
battling out.
driving, so I mean, I totally get why Bell was doing everything to do it cleanly, and I mean, he did. I shout out if
He did.
Bell would
He
have
did.
got in
He did.
there and just shipped him, I would have been like, come on, bro. And
I saw it
obviously
happen
Bell,
again, honestly, because last season, what happened?
yeah, but Bell has so much respect for Kyle. He obviously got him his start in the Truck Series. Um, Maybe even goes back to late models if I'm not mistaken. Um, so yeah, Christopher Bell obviously had to be humbled there when he was racing Kyle Busch, who, shout out to Kyle Busch, led the most laps on Sunday. Who had that on their bingo card at Coda with that field that we had? So,
What about Ty Gibbs being on your bingo card? I mean, fuck, you remember that the Ty Gibbs fan who was telling us it's his best track, and he did jack fucking shit the whole race.
well, he did okay. He was ran like top 10 like the first half, and then I don't know if they got a penalty or something, but yeah, they were non-existent
So
the second half.
whenever that big wreck happened, right there in the turn one, I wouldn't say wreck, but the big scuffle happened. Um, Ty Gibbs wheel hopped Denny. I
Okay.
don't know if you saw that. That's how it took off the fender because Ty wheel hopped him and just tore his shit off because I guess he went through the middle when they were like 5 wide. And if you watch the onboard for Denny, you can just see the fucking monster car just right over.
Hmm.
Um, so Ty ran into a little bit of trouble, but I mean, still, I mean, his car wasn't that affected.
No, I said I
He,
feel like he ran okay the first half and then just was non-existent the second half. Not sure what happened there.
yeah,
And then obviously I had some change on Alex Bowman. Oh, he did come back for a top 10, but he ended up
hmm
having. I might have even had him top 5 play, but he ended up having a couple penalties late that shot himself in the foot from a really good run. He could have had probably a top 5.
Busher
Um,
shocked some people too because you know he's turning into one of those consistent road course guys, and he didn't really do much till the very end. He got a top 10, so what he's got like 12 top 10s on road courses now, I think. But
hmm
he was kind of quiet the whole race. I mean, one of those guys we know on road courses that can be up there close to being up front. Kind of, excuse me, cause some havoc. But I mean, he didn't run too well. I mean, RFK ran into a lot of troubles too because Brad's his cooling suit went out. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, yeah,
His cooling
I
suit
did.
went out for like half the race, and he was just dying.
Yep.
Uh,
Ended
Went
up
through pit
wheeling
road,
into the
got some
top
ice, and
15.
just
Yeah, he ended up
what?
going to the care center on a stretcher. I saw that.
Oh yeah, because like as soon as he passed that the checkered, he pulled his car right there in front of pit lane and just got the fuck out because
Gotcha.
he couldn't do
Yeah,
it
I didn't
anymore.
see
Because
all
his
that.
fire, because he, I was listening to some stuff on Twitter and it was like his fire suit was just like the cooling suit. Sorry, it had all this hot water in it. He was like, dude, it's killing me. So they gave him a bag of ice 2 times down pit road, and he was like, yeah, it's not helping. And they were like, we can disconnect it for you, but you're gonna go laps down.
Yeah,
And he
that's the
was like,
thing.
nah.
If those things fail, it's almost like it cooks the driver. Then
Mhm.
it's almost more harm than it would be to just not have it. So it's
It's like the thing
interesting.
with
Those
Justin
things can
Haley where he poured
fail.
the
I
water
feel like,
down him and just like boiled his ass in the seat.
yep, that'll happen. Um. So yeah, sad for Kyle Busch. Led 42 laps, couldn't get it done. Ends up getting a top 5. Um. But yeah, came up just short. I guess 8, 9 laps short or so. Of getting that
He
win.
broke something though.
Yeah, they had contact with Bell a little bit, I guess, and it bent the tire, one of the rear tires, and
It bit the toe link. Yeah, it bit the toe link.
car just
That's
never
what he's
drove the
saying. Yeah,
same after that. Yeah, he said the car rear
because
was bent.
that was when he got passed by Seabell. Because right after that happened, he got passed, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't even keep up."
Yep. But shout out top 5 finish. I mean, that team's definitely found a little groove here. Hopefully, they can keep the momentum going into Phoenix. I know they weren't great on. I mean, I guess they found something on short tracks late last year. Austin Dillon was good at Richmond.
Mm.
Probably should have won that race straight up. So hopefully they can continue that speed. As a Kyle Busch fan, obviously you're repping the 8 hat tonight, and the old Eminem shirt with the
Well,
Rowdy logo.
I did 3G one, but I was sitting there and I was like, I kind of want to rep Eminem.
I like
Bring
it.
back to
I,
because
I used
this
to
is
have.
JGR shirt, and I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, I like it. I used to have a Kyle Busch same one, the Eminem's pit crew shirt. So
I have the Interstate one too.
used to wear that joint every race.
um, shit, I was gonna say something. Oh, like me and you were talking about earlier. I mean, I don't think most of us realize that Kyle Busch is in his last year contract with RCR. So it's like one of those things of I think he's wanting to prove, yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know
So
where you're gonna see an opening. I don't know if who's under contract where else, but yeah, definitely interesting that it's a contract year for Kyle Busch, and he'll be looking to probably either stay under contract with RCR or make a move. Probably make a move if he can. Obviously, you want to go go to an elevated team, not make just a lateral move under contract. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next
imagine him shaking
coming
things
months.
up and taking Herb's seat. Herbst
That
goes out.
that'd be wild.
Kyle Busch back at Toyota. That wouldn't happen though. Herb's got that monster money. He ain't going anywhere.
That's true. Who
It's cool
knows?
to see that Herbst is down the Sunny D family. He's another driver running the Sunny D scheme this weekend. So Sunny
Is
D's
he
up in their game a little bit. Yeah, he's running the Sunny D scheme. They're up in their game a
nice?
little bit with their drivers. They got Todd Gillens, they got Ricky, Josh, Riley now, and they have two more drivers in the Cup Series. So they're sponsoring a lot of drivers now. So it's cool to see that Sunny D's stepping in the game big time, and they're running a couple
Yeah.
schemes. It's all the same scheme. I don't know if you know that, but they're all the same. It's just different
Okay.
number and different manufacturer.
I like it.
But yeah, they're getting their feet wet in the sport now. But I don't know. I'm just I feel like Kyle Busch, if he wins a race or two,
With Herbst, who'd you say?
if
Who's
Herbst
this?
dips out,
No, who's running the Sunny D scheme
Herbst.
this weekend?
Mhm.
All I see is Monster Energy.
Wow. Well, I think it might
Maybe
be
this isn't
Vegas.
right. Okay,
I think it might
maybe.
be. Hold on. Yeah, it's about to get sunnier in Vegas. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, gotcha, gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
See,
I was just looking at the entry list and I was like, I don't see
sorry.
Sunny D here.
That
No,
makes
it's all
sense now
good.
because I saw the Las Vegas sign because he's from Vegas, and I was like, oh, he's running this weekend. But
Yeah.
anyways, he's running Sunny D
Either
now.
way,
So.
Sunny D, new Sunny D athlete. Shout out.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, yeah, all right. I don't really have anything else from Sunday. Obviously, Christopher Bell winning back to back. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I mean, I'm not really surprised, but I felt like Bell came out of nowhere there late to steal it on Sunday. So
Yep.
really good win for him and that team. They're definitely on fire and on all cylinders. I know he was ecstatic. I listened to the morning drive on Monday, listened to some
Mhm.
audio or whatever on the way up to Universal. So that was good. Yeah, I don't know. It was.
Think how
What did you
much
think of
else
the adjustment to the track? I felt like it was an improvement.
I like it. I like how short the lap times were,
Yeah,
and
it
it made
felt
it a lot
more
more interesting.
involved. Yeah.
It made it a lot more because that it's more suited for F1, I think, because how long the track is and how high speeds they can get and how fast they can get the corners. But for NASCAR, where they're having to let out of the gas so fast so much and they can barely be in it, I feel like it made it a lot better to have like a little shorter road course.
Yep.
Um, but at least for NASCAR, I like the adjustment.
I do too. It
Do
felt
I
like
want
it
it to
was like
happen
a
in any
refreshing.
other? I don't want to have it happen in any other series, but for NASCAR, yeah.
No, I think it was definitely the right move. Um, and we saw obviously SMI make the adjustment to the Roval last year, and people I guess thought that was a good move. So yeah,
Hmm.
I feel like this was definitely a good move. I thought it produced a little bit better racing, kept the cars a little closer together. You didn't have that big long spread out across the back straightaway, and it kind of had a new, refreshed vibe for the race. So I definitely am in favor of the short track layout. I don't know if it really helped
Yep.
with the caution times as much. I know those cautions did seem long, and you're just always going to have that on road courses.
Oh God,
Um,
yeah.
because like the TV and radio have to get their break in, and then you have to have pit road, and then for lap cars or whatever. So they just have to do what they have to do, and it just takes a certain amount of time. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good race on Sunday.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know what
Damn good
Jeff
race
Gluck's
actually.
fault ended up getting.
I've always liked road courses no matter what, but I really like this one. It was very interesting. I don't think it was as crazy as last year's. It was good, but like I like how it was the opposite of last year though, because last year it was Seabell chasing down Byron, and now this year it's Byron chasing down Seabell.
Yep.
So I did like the longer course, no lie, but I do the shorter track suits me more.
Hmm.
It produced better racing to me, and it was more compact racing. It wasn't as spread out.
Yeah. No,
So
I definitely enjoyed it. And then obviously, I don't know, I didn't really understand it. It wasn't dialed into the race like I normally am on Sundays, but I guess they changed the course track limits on 6. I don't know which turn that exactly was where they were
they
like
didn't change it. It wasn't
allowing it.
specified.
Well,
It
then they
wasn't
were just like, we're
specified. So
not doing it anymore or whatever.
they had the track limits because there was 6A and 6B. So there's two different sixes, and through 6A was the one where everyone was cutting. So that was the one through the S's at the very end. So you were taking like a sharp right,
Yeah.
and kind of what they noticed. No one really said anything until about halfway through the race because I think it was after stage one. I was listening to SVG's radio, and he was like, "So what are the limits on 6? I'm seeing drivers cut it," and they were like, "We don't know. We'll ask." And then I think by stage 3 is when you really got to see track limits kind of whatever it was because everyone started cutting and Kyle was getting ran down by seatbelt at that point. And he was like, "So what are the limits on 6?" And they were like, "There isn't."
Yeah. I
So
know
they
the
were just like,
word
"It's fair
definitely
game."
started getting through the field and everybody started cutting it or
Because
whatever.
it
So,
was fair game at that point, and that was because that's how Seabell was making most of his lap time because Kyle was mirror driving, and he noticed how Seabell was making up so much time,
yeah.
and
I mean, I
they
kind
were just
of
like, "Whatever."
I like that. I hate the whole track limits thing. Like, you know what I mean? Just put something over there to determine if you're not gonna let them go over there or whatever. I mean, obviously,
It
you
depends.
want it to. Yeah, exactly. Don't be egregious with it, but
Mhm.
obviously, like, it's a ball
Like
and
you need
strike
it, but
call.
you don't need like let them
Yeah,
eat it. Let them eat some of the outside of the track, but don't let them eat too much.
yeah. If they start getting egregious, then you got to call it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was fine with how they handled it on Sunday. I didn't. Again, it was such a non-factor to me. I didn't even really realize what corner it was that they were saying
But,
we're good
but
here.
I mean, for that corner though, I don't think it really mattered though, because we're such a long, sharp right turn. Because it
Hmm.
wasn't like sharp, sharp, but it was like a matter of all four tires are off the candy canes, and it was kind of going above the candy cane to get out of that, and then kind of dipping back down into it. But it wasn't too much. So that was a lot of drivers were keeping because in order to not get track limits, you have to keep two tires on the track, two tires outside the track. So you got to make sure all four tires are within the track. Only two of them can be out. So I think drivers were just getting a little too greedy with that, and they were like, "Well, nothing's happening to me." And then
Hmm.
they never really specified where on 6A where the track limits actually started at. So everyone just started saying, "Fuck it, whatever."
Right. No, I had no problems with it, so all good there in my book. Um, all right, you got anything else for from Sunday?
No, I don't think Zilich is done. I feel like after that he's gonna run probably Sonoma or Glen. I see him running one of those two.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
think that's
definitely
it.
see him running a couple more.
And I see Truex running another one. I see him running Sonoma maybe. I want to say Sonoma because he's always done good at Sonoma.
Yep, that's not
Um,
a bad call.
I would like to see that, but I don't think Zilich is done because I know Red Bull's announced 5 races with SVG. Um, so I don't see them being done with Zilich because I don't even think Red Bull's announced any with Xfinity because I know where he's not in a Trackhouse car, Zilich at
Yeah.
least. I don't think they're sponsoring Junior
Well, I
Motorsports, but
know WeatherTech obviously puts a
mhm.
lot of money into the deal. So,
Oh
and
god,
even when
dude.
SVG was running full time last year, it was like WeatherTech only, pretty much on that car.
Yep.
So, could be one of those deals. They obviously like those guys a lot, and how could you not? All right. Well, anything else from Coda before we flip the page to Phoenix?
That's it. There's not much to talk about for that race. That was mostly it. I guess before we flip the page, we can kind of say shout out to Briscoe for beating his appeal. So
Beating the case.
gets his crew chief back and saves $100,000 and 100 playoff points. And shout out to Austin Cindric for spinning Ty Dillon on purpose and getting 50 points taken off and fined $50,000.
Yeah, that all
So
came out today. I guess it was a busy day in NASCAR
mhm.
land, with the penalties and rescinding of penalties, we should say. Um, so yeah, Briscoe's penalty rescinded, so no penalty there for the spoiler modifications. I guess they felt like it was not out of unnecessarily, or they didn't do it intentionally or whatever. So that's done, and then
It was a
obviously
little
today.
stupid though. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm good to see that they beat that because that's one thing you're kind of scratching your head on. You're like,
Yeah,
because you hear about why they did it, you're like, well, what were they supposed to do?
well, exactly, and you know that I feel like
Because then it's a
everybody
safety
knows in the
violation.
industry that the spoiler is basically a no go area.
Hmm.
You don't mess with that. So
And it's a safety violation if they didn't fuck with it, because then it just would have probably flew off.
yeah, no doubt. So interesting, I guess, nonetheless. But and then obviously Austin Cindric losing 50 driver points today, and then
He fucked someone. I forgot because when he spun Todd Dillon went head first into someone. I think it was
I
Chase.
think it was no, I think it was one of the Ware boys or Corey LaJoy maybe. No, Corey wasn't racing
Corey
then.
didn't run. Corey didn't run.
Then it was one of the Ware cars. I think it was might have been 51 or
It was just
30,
51 running.
34, 38.
It was 34. It was 34. No, it's fuck.
Whoever, not Todd
34.
Gillen,
34
whoever's the
running
other.
back.
Who's the
Okay, it
other
was
one?
Zane. It was Zane. It
Zane
was Zane.
Smith.
Yeah,
It's
because
Zane
he was
Smith.
running the TurboTax car
Yep, that's
or
exactly what it
TurboMax,
was.
whatever.
It looked a
Yeah.
lot like
So.
a Rick Ware
Mhm.
car.
Oh, also, quick shout out. Me and
Stall
Cooper
car.
were
I
even
gotta
talking
go
about it.
pee.
That's fine. Quick shout out. Noah Gregson back on his road course shit. Um, my brother was a big Noah guy. I like the four still. I don't really kind of fade away from the four. Um, top seven, top eight, and that's good for front row because he's had a bad stretch of races so far. I mean, the only good one he really had was the Clash. Made some noise at Daytona. Um, disappeared in Atlanta, but Daytona was bad for him. The Clash was damn good because we all know he was kind of beating his way through the pack. Uh, but to get a top eight in that car, because he kind of maximized off. He had because I think by the time that last restart happened, when Austin Dillon got spun, they told him on the radio that he had the best tires out of the field, but he might have had the best tires, but it was just a matter of it's a Ford, and the Fords didn't really do anything. Um, but Noah with the top eight, that was
Yeah.
damn good. Back to his shit on road courses. Not sure what's going on in the front row right now. We all know they have fast cars, but I don't feel like anything's really happening with them. They're just kind of plateaued. Because I feel like last season they were a little bit stronger on the road courses. They were a little bit stronger at Atlanta,
Well, they
and
got a very young group right now.
they do. Todd
So
Todd knows what he's doing though. That's the thing.
he
Um,
does. But I mean, 2 cars in the top 10. That's not a bad
that
run
is
for
true.
them.
That is true.
So,
Todd ended up pulling out of the top 10, and Noah found a lot of speed and maximized off everyone's mistakes at the last restart after AD lost talent and kind of cost Kyle Busch the race.
mhm.
But besides that, that's all I got because I forgot to mention Noah real quick.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Noah. Good run for him on a road course. Obviously, we know what happened to him at Chicago a couple years ago. People don't forget about that one. So good to see him have a good
It's
run
hard
on
to
the road
forget about
course.
that.
Yeah, that was a terrible day for him. But all right, on to Phoenix this weekend. We got 2 races on tap. Xfinity on Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Let's see here. What time is that race?
We got a couple entries. We got Alex Bowman 17, got old Eric back, and the other two don't really matter. But
Yes,
uh,
that's a 5 o'clock start on Saturday.
mhm. Oh, good. I'm off at 5, so I get to watch on my way home. Qualifying at
I'm not
that's
sure
about
what
it.
time.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Probably Friday.
Um, yeah, but I mean, we got Alex Bowman 17, Eric in the 19. Couple guys who can make some noise also.
Yes.
Let's
All
see
right.
what we
Well, you
got.
lead us off if you want.
Uh, I gotta load up the
I got
DraftKings.
I got odds up here for you.
Okay.
So if you just want to fire off some names.
I'm I'm praying that we don't run into trouble that we did last year. So give me the 19. I want to take Eric. I always got speed in these little short tracks. Everyone knows that. Um, ran into a little bit of trouble last year and kind of didn't finish as high as we wanted, but I got some faith. Haven't made a lot of noise this season, so yeah.
All right, I like it. I'm gonna go with a Cup regular. Give me
Mm,
Alex Bowman at plus
hmm
425. Yeah, Eric Almirola play is plus 400, by the way. So Bowman plus 425.
I'm also gonna go one more. I want to say this one for funsies. Quick money probably. Really good at road courses, not road courses, but kind of shorter tracks. Give me Sam Mayer plus 1,000. I
Okay.
wouldn't sleep on that. Get him his first Ford win. Um,
Yeah.
Quapple's plus 1,400 as well. I'm not going to say that, but I just want to say Quapple's 1,400, so that's not a bad pick as well.
Yeah, you can even get Quapple at minus 170 for a top 10 if on some books here.
Mm.
I got Hard Rock here, and so like they actually give top 10 Xfinity play. So
I think Sammy Smith
Carson,
plus 1,200 is a little bit too ballsy.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely. Let's see if there's any other good plays here. I mean, Austin Hill plus 2,000. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
saw that
pretty
too.
good play. That's a good play too.
Yeah,
Um,
because we all know
so
he can make some noise at tracks like this. So
mm-hmm. I mean, he was in a championship race here
all
just
guy plus
recently.
350 though. That's pretty fucking nice. So he's our projected favorite right now. Last time he was here, he won. So that tells you
Yep,
anything.
it
Almost
does.
lost,
That's
but
obviously what they're going off
but
of.
his biggest challenge is now out of the Xfinity series now, which was Cole Custer. So
That's true. All right, on to Sunday. I guess I'll lead us off for Sunday pick. Um,
I like how Seabells are plus
Seabell
500.
is I see him plus 450 here, but
No,
I'm not going in that direction. Um, let's see. Um, I don't know if you go with a Penske car or not. Penske or Hendrick?
um, well, either one you pick, you're probably gonna pick my driver. So
um, you know what? After getting their penalty rescinded this week, give me Chase Briscoe plus 1,100.
damn. Um, I was gonna go Blaney, but that's plus 600. Our second projected favorite right now.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. I'm
I'm
gonna
with
say
you. I'm just trying to give folks some good plays here.
fuck it. As much as this hurts my soul, give me Chase Elliott plus 1,000.
I honestly was looking at that.
I was gonna pick Blaney, and I was thinking about Denny, but I'd rather take Chase on this one. As much as it, because Josh is plus 3,000, does not have bad odds, and it is a short track with the option tire back this weekend. I don't know if you know that or not. We have
Hmm.
the option tire, so definitely gonna make our short track racing a lot better because with these damn Gen 7 cars we need it. Um, Hopefully they bring it back for Martinsville too because we'll fucking need that because Martinsville racing has been more boring than paint drying. Uh, Bristol too. Bristol too. I don't want to watch. I'd rather watch the tire fall off like we had in Bristol last year during the spring because that was fun to watch in person. I don't know if you were there or not.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, I
yeah,
wasn't there in person, but I
uh,
definitely watched. That was
that was
great.
fun to watch in
Well,
person.
and that's another thing. Going back to Coda this past weekend is I feel like they had great tire wear, and I'm
Hmm.
hopeful for this weekend. Obviously, they have the option tire this weekend to
Hmm.
hopefully give us. They're hoping that the option tire works and that they can bring the option tire as the regular tire for the fall race. So that'll be something to storyline to watch out for. Obviously, um, I'm excited for. I think there's a lot of good things coming with the tire wear that they're producing right now. All right, I'm trying to pull up some top 10 odds here to
I got
see
it.
if we can. You got some?
Let's cut it below Suarez and Carson.
Okay.
Suarez plus 275, Carson plus 330. I'll run it off. It's a short track. The option tire. Give me Priest plus 350.
Priest plus 350. I like it.
Hmm. It's a short track. I mean, that's his bread and butter. I mean, modified champion right there. Not that short of a track, but still, it's a track enough to where I feel like he can make some noise in a good car. Because he has in a Stewart Haas car, but
Hmm.
he even did it last year. But I feel like in a better car like RFK, definitely has more of a likelihood to do well.
You know what? Maybe this is a little. I mean, I like the odds on this. Give me Michael McDowell plus 550 for a top
Mm,
10.
mm. Eric Jones plus 500 is kind of shocking me a little bit.
Yeah. I also like the Carson Hocevar plus 330 play. That's a pretty
Hmm.
good one. He's having a good start to the season, or even Noah Gregson plus 350.
Or
So,
Justin Haley plus 700. I mean, Justin Haley's always a sleeper, no matter what.
yeah.
No matter what you do, you'll always get a sleeper Justin Haley race.
Yep. Well, and like I said, Spire, I feel like they're definitely showing some speed. McDowell, P11 last week at Coda. So, yeah, wouldn't be shocked to see if they can do something on the road or on Phoenix. It's a short track, kind of a driver's track, hopefully with tire wear. I feel like that would be playing right into Michael McDowell's wheelhouse. So,
Could. I don't know. Him with Spire, I don't see anything happening with him in
I
Spire. I
feel
don't
like
see anything
this
special.
is, well, we don't know yet. I feel like this is a good weekend to finally see something.
Hmm.
So,
That is true. That is true. I'll give you that.
we'll learn a lot this weekend, I think, from what everybody has this weekend. And what do we go to Vegas next weekend?
Vegas, and
Um,
then I think it's Homestead,
yeah, yep,
and
that
then
sounds right.
Miami, no, Homestead, and then Martinsville, and then
Yeah, sounds
Bristol,
right. Sounds about right.
I think. But
Sounds about right.
besides that, I'm ready for this weekend. I feel like the racing's going to be a lot better. Like I said, with the option tire, hearing there's an option tire back always makes me excited.
Yeah,
Um, it makes the racing a lot better, even though it could make it worse and it could make it boring, or it could make it a lot better, and we don't see as bad as tires. Um, I feel like
I feel
Phoenix always produces good racing.
I feel like the spring race is definitely better than the fall race. At the fall race, I
Hmm.
feel like everybody's kind of checked out if you're not in the championship race. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
And
so
it's more in the daytime
it is. Yeah.
for the spring race because
Yep.
in the fall race it's
You get the
getting closer to
shadows.
night. Yeah, it's getting closer to night. So this is gonna be a good race. I love watching them go down the dog leg. I mean that I say it all the time, but watching that in person, man, it is a different animal when you watch it in person and you actually get to view it. It's like that was one of my favorite things. I wish trucks were running though because I love watching trucks at Phoenix. I mean that in person was like the highlight of my weekend right there
Hmm.
when I went. Those trucks going down the dog leg, it's just fucking awesome because they don't give a shit. They'll beat the fuck out of them. They don't care how many times they go down it because cup cars can only go down the dog leg so many times without
Right.
getting damaged. But the trucks, they didn't give a fuck. They were just
Yeah.
slamming it down it. But I'm excited. I love watching the cars go down. I love seeing the sparks fly. Um, it's just one of the most beautiful tracks I've been to, and I always will have a love for it. I always tell everyone, at least, I mean, they have one of the best facilities too. I tell everyone, at least once in your life, if you're a NASCAR fan, go to Phoenix.
Hmm.
Um, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's just a beautiful place, and I love it. The sunsets at the track are so nice. They even posted a picture earlier, um, and it just had me missing it. I mean,
It's a
I'll show
great
you this.
sports town, that's for sure. And I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the
You can
championship race being there, but
barely
it
see it, but
yeah, no,
oh,
it looks good. I
fucking
see it.
amazing. Yeah,
Um,
I don't think it deserves to keep having a championship. I like the idea of rotating championships, but I feel like you should keep the same four in the same rotation. So you
yeah,
pick
three
four
or
tracks.
four.
Yeah, keep them in the same rotation. That way you flip back and forth. I feel like
When
Phoenix should be one of
maybe we
those.
can even, like I said, we've talked about this. If you adjust the championship system to do like a final three or final four three race playoff, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Then yeah, you could have three tracks rotate throughout the championship. So yeah, hopefully we can see something like that down the line. But for now, obviously, I mean, some people hate on Phoenix for the championship race. I would definitely like to see it at Homestead. But the spring race last year, I feel like this race was good. I'm expecting a pretty good race this weekend
Mhm.
with the option tire. At least it gives it a little bit of a different storyline to watch, and some strategy. If you like strategy, I think this race this weekend will be good. So
I
I'm
have a lot of
excited
memories of
for it.
this track for just being sad because every time I watch it, I mean, I watched it what 2 years ago to see Harvick's last race. I watched it last year to see SHR's last race, and then what's it going to
Yeah,
bring me at the end of the season?
who knows? Hard to
So
say.
I feel like it's always the fall race. I experience some sort of sadness at the end of Phoenix. So yeah,
I'm with
but
you.
it's gonna be a good race. I'm excited for it, and I feel like this is the first time we get to see some
Good
actual
racing.
racing.
Yes,
I guess you could
yes.
say.
I know the
I don't want to
drivers have been.
I don't want to say Coda is not actual racing because it is, but I think this is a chance where we get to see actual NASCAR at its finest.
Yep, some oval NASCAR at its quintessential NASCAR, as some would say.
Hmm.
So I'm
Damn
excited for
straight.
that as well. Excited for that. Some good oval track racing. 3, 4 wide on the restarts going down there into turn one. It's always exciting. Um, watch for the
Hmm.
beating and banging, cut tires, cut fenders. Um, it'll be exciting. All right, bro. We've been right about 50 minutes here, so this has
That's
been
good.
solid. Yeah,
It's
not
good. It's
bad
good
for.
time. There wasn't much to talk about, so we made good time.
Yeah, I feel like we made the most of it, and obviously I've had a long day. Got to get back up early for work tomorrow, so
Ooh,
we're gonna cut this thing. Yeah, no recovery day, but we'll be all right.
be alright. You can get to sleep tonight.
That's right. So we're gonna cut this thing a little short this evening, but we'll be back next week. Normal time, right at 8 o'clock. I know we were a few minutes late tonight, but we'll take that with all the delays and travel I had. And
And Travis gonna be back.
Travis should be back next week, and hopefully we can get those viewer numbers up. I know we got 16 in here right now,
I
but I'll take it. Right?
appreciate all 16 of them.
Every one of y'all, we appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, Bailey. Good chatting with you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the racing this weekend out at Phoenix. I'll catch
I will.
you next week.
Go 21.
Yes, sir.
All
Go
right.
8. Later.
Oh.